What the fuck is up, everybody? Holy shit, we're dumping as soon as we get on. How you doing, Jay? Mariano, how you doing, brother? Nice to see you here in the Discord, or on the Zoom side. Bet. So we just had a pullback right now, but we pulled back to this level right here. Let's see what happens. We just had an hourly closure. The hourly close, no top wick. We're coming back for a pullback. We could possibly just see a continuation and just see the same thing. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Creating a bottom wick now for this 15. Yeah, man, we could just be pushing and pushing and pushing. And if so, I would rather take a rebreak of the high. We might get some sort of pullback here. Right? Now that we're starting to break the trend, but it might be short-lived, right? We had the same setup here, and it didn't drive too far. We only pulled back 40 pips, and then it started driving. And we've already pulled back half that, so... Sells, I wouldn't be taking sells here. I would wait a little longer. I drew like 10 more lines. Where are they at? So, special guest in the building. My cousin Alfredo is here. Slide through, say something.
What up, guys?
Oh, they're not gonna see you because of the... Oh, Zoom does, but that's my cousin Alfredo. We're hanging out today. He's gonna watch me catch some trades. So we do have some resistance here, right? We have a couple of levels of resistance here, but the cleaner resistances are up here, bro. Way cleaner, and they're all up here. That would make more sense to me for us to reject off the top up there. But let's see, we don't have a bottom wick for the daily. Are we just going to plummet down and continue coming down? And if that's the case, I want to see the trend start to change. So you see how we've been trending here like this? I want to see the same thing happen on the 1 minute. I don't want to see a massive pullback. I want to see us come down. I want to see us start breaking below here. I want to see us actually start trending downwards before I can take any sells towards the bottom of the daily range. But with that being said, we about to spark up. I'm gonna be muted for a couple minutes. But I might be looking for some sells if we continue trending down like this. Sells are a little bit tricky here, even though they're not looking too bad. But we don't have a top wick on this 5-minute. We don't have a top wick on the 15-minute, or the 30-minute, or the hourly. So this could just be a pullback before we continue coming up. So in order to confirm that we're really coming down here, I want to break below this level. I want to break these lows, and then I want to continue trending downwards, right? I want us to kind of come back, try to create some top wicks here, fail, and then continue down, right? I don't want to just take an impulse trade to the downside here when this could just be the bottom wick for the hourly to drive up, right? Just because we're changing trends right here doesn't mean this is permanent. We've done this multiple times, and then immediately after a retracement, we start driving bullish again. After you see how price breaks out, that very last support before taking off is what we usually retest, and that's what we're retesting right now. So we could very well just pop up and drive up here. So you don't want to get stuck in the chop. You want to be able to trade the actual clean ranges. So let's wait for some closures here and see what happens. If you're here early, drop a like, everybody. I would have been here a little bit earlier. And if you see here, I already took a shit ton of trades tonight. I took a sell here where I got stopped out here at the bottom. See, look, this is exactly why you want to be very wary with the sells here at this area, because I already got stopped out tonight doing so, right? I took a sell at the same spot thinking this would be the top wick for the daily, right? We were already coming back down to the daily open here, about to flip to create a bottom wick for the daily. So I closed out my trade here at a loss because we started respecting this area here. And that's the exact same thing that we're doing right here. So you want to be careful. So what did price do now? We closed with no top wick here. Now this candle has no bottom wick, and we're driving up first to create a top wick for this candle. If we do break down and start breaking down below and closing below here, then we can start looking for sells, because this is the fake out, or this is the drive up that I was talking about earlier when I said I wanted price to at least try to come back up before coming back down to break the lows, kind of like some sort of fake out. So want to be very wary about this level, because I already took a loss tonight doing the same thing right here. So I'm break even for the night after taking this dub and then losing here. So you got to be very wary. If we start breaking the lows here and pushing down, then maybe we can take some sells. But see, right now we're crossing over the SMA and closing above, right? So it's no longer trending to the downside. So we got to be very careful here. And for me personally, for some more buys, I would want to continue re-breaking the high. I want to continue taking the same setup that I take every time. I want price to break the high, consolidate, re-break the high, consolidate, re-break the high, consolidate, re-break the high, consolidate. We failed to break the high. So what are we going to do now? Is this drive up to retest the high is going to be just a retest of the daily high to reject down, or to continue driving through? You see what I'm saying? So that's what you have to be, what we have to be wary of. Now the re-break of the highs here isn't as valid as it was here, because here we're trending, here we're not. So we have to see what's going on here on our way up now. So you want to be very careful. So I was going to be on stream a little bit earlier, but to be honest, I completely forgot that we had stream today. Completely forgot. And I rushed home, and on my way home at this was at 7:30, I was on the road. I took the trade. No fugazi shit, you can see. And you can also see here how I took the same setup that I always take, right? How price is trending on the SMA. We took a re-break of the low right here, but price decided to go against me. Why? Because this is not much of a trend here. The trend is this, right? Not this tiny little piece. So what do we have here? A tiny little piece. That's not the trend. I don't want to be in this. It looks much more clear for a continuation. This is just a bottom wick on the hourly. So how can we get some buys coming up? If we had a bottom wick here, then I would have taken some buys possibly, or maybe the money printer set up somewhere here. This was a nice money printer, but we were still underneath the SMA, so maybe not. My cousin is probably so confused with all this shit. See, look, right now we broke above this level. If we come down, we retest it and drive up, we can see a continuation to the top of the range here. And then now on the hourly flip, we'll be able to tell if this flip is going to be the flip that drives us, or if this flip is going to be the liquidity grab for a push to the downside. We don't have a bottom wick on the daily, so that's something. I mean, we do, but it's tiny, so that's something. So if this hourly does start to flip bullish, that would cause the SMA to start trending. That would be a re-break of the daily high, and then I could start looking for my setup here. So I don't want to be in there early thinking that price is just going to keep driving today. I want to confirm it with the breakout, and then I'll take a continuation after. This is gold, brother. This is gold, but on the futures chart, so it's the same thing. Gold chart, futures chart. Gold chart, futures chart. Same thing. You didn't miss anything, Bougie. I got on stream at 8 o'clock on the dot. Normally I would get on at 7:30 and I would have caught this trade on stream, but I came on a little bit late. How are you today, bro? How was the gym? How was who'd you say? Flava Flav? Is that who you saw today? He was getting a tour. Nice. In my gym, we used to have rich people that came there, but then all the fancy gyms started opening up around us. So they stopped coming to my LA Fitness.
They're opening a new gym by my job, 24 hours.
A new 24-hour fitness?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's like a 24-hour gym. And it's not like Crunch. It's a brand new. I'm gonna tomorrow or Thursday. Cause I'm off tomorrow. Thursday I'll show you. But I was surprised because all there is now is Anytime Fitness, which is 24 hours. But it's small. It's kind of like a UFit.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like another UFit. I'm not a fan of UFit.
Retro. I signed up thinking nobody I know is go there.
It's a Lifetime Fitness.
And it's a Lifetime?
That's where Flavor Flav is.
Oh. I don't know. Where does he live?
Vegas.
There's a big out there. I feel like we used to have him here a long time.
See why taking the rebreak of the low here wouldn't have been valid? You're on a bullish trend. You haven't really formed your bearish trend yet, and then you don't have those top wicks, bro. Those top wicks are important. Top wicks are important. You don't want to get burned like this. No, we have over here LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness, 24-hour, what's it called?
That doesn't exist anymore.
No, that one doesn't exist anymore.
24-hour fitness?
That one got bought out by Shaq. What is Shaq? Crunch?
No, 24-hour fitness was Shaq's.
So then who's Crunch? Well, Crunch bought out 24-hour fitness. And then we have a lot of the private gyms. What's that private one?
Not Retro, Rock Fitness.
Rock Fitness. We have the other, what's that, One? No, it's not One. The blue one with all the blue lights on Dixie.
That's the one that they're opening by my job.
That's a 300 or a 150 a month membership.
Amp. And it's 130.
130.
I'd sign up to be honest, bro. But fuck, 130 is $130.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna pay $130 to go to a fucking gym.
But
I gotta be jacked.
You gotta see this gym. They got everything and anything. It's almost like the UFC workout room. They got everything.
Yeah, I'm from Palm Beach. I'm about an hour. Well, now it's like almost 2 hours from Miami. I remember when I used to be able to get on the I-95 and drive to Miami in an hour. If you were fast, it would be under an hour. And now my cousin's like, yo, come visit me. I put it in the GPS, an hour and 45 minutes. No, thank you.
Yeah, and that's not counting the traffic that happens while you're driving.
No, thank you. Wix 9 is like, yo, you're in my neck of the woods. Come down. Just wait a little bit. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to be here. I got to go. If I get stuck down here in traffic past 3 o'clock, I'm not making it home. I'm not making it home. Yeah, I was going to meet up with Wix the other day, but my call canceled. What do we trade in Ace and Chesson? We trade gold, brother. We also trade the Nasdaq sometimes. The other night, I took a Nasdaq trade and caught 30 pips on it. Oh, that one's mine. Yours. You put yours over there.
No.
Oh, I gave you the wrong one.
Huh? No. Which one was right here?
What'd you say? Am I tripping?
The cart.
Oh, it's on the other side of your water bottle.
Oh, I am tripping.
Here, throw the rest of that in there. JM, we trade gold in here. I need a little profit. Lost some today in New York session. All right, I'm about to get. You gotta come listen to the breakdowns, brother. Listen to the breakdowns. So right now, gold is on a bullish trend, right? And we're just continuing to fly up. But what do we have here? We have no top wicks. We're not forming proper structure anymore on the way up like we were here, right? So right now, price came up, rejected this area, tried to drive down, failed, and now it's coming back up. So you're thinking buys are probably a little bit better. But what do you want to do? You want to wait for the trend to start to form again. With this bullish push that we're getting, we're now getting the formation of the trend again. So I want to see us break this break the daily high, pull back, and then I'll take a continuation. Why? The same thing we did right here, right? We started forming the bullish trend. We broke the daily high here, right? Price pulled back. I took a buy stop on the re-break of the daily high, and that's how I caught this push. I want to see that same thing happen here above this level, re-breaking the daily high. That's what I want to see. That would confirm that we're continuing the bullish trend and that price is just going to continue flying up. So we have no bottom wick here, so we also got to be very careful. We want to make sure that that we start closing above the proper levels, that we start actually forming properly. You don't want to take half-ass trades. We're not a signal service over here, brother. We're a free educational live stream. But I did come late today. You would have been able to catch this move, which was 17 pips that I caught. I closed full. I pulled back to my entry. Yeah, I almost saw 20. Yes, sir. Good job, brother. All right, we rebroke the daily high. The hourly is flipping. We have a 30-minute closure that's coming. So let's see if we can get that pullback on the 1 minute before we continue pushing. Taking a rebreak of the daily high wasn't bad, anticipating that hourly flip. But then you're basing yourself off the higher time frame, and you would have to subject yourself to these larger stops, where I would like the trend to form first, and then I would have smaller stops, knowing that there's less probability.
That's my boy right there. I just sent him. He's the new kid, bro. He just started selling cars. He made the most money he's ever made in his life in his first month.
He just heard you. How you doing, brother?
Shout out.
New to crypto and stocks. I would like to learn. Hold on. We might have some entries. We gotta chill out here and see what's going on. So we have 7 minutes left for this closure. We have this 15 is driving. This 5 is driving. We have a minute left. So if this 5 can close above, we can start getting a push here. Let's see. Bougie, you're not a degen, bro. If everybody in here heard your crypto story, they would all unfollow me right now and go watch you immediately and be like, yo, why aren't you streaming? So what I would suggest when investing into meme coins is to spread that 270 out, right? And try to go 100, 100, 100. Because my boy Richie, he's hit 300 to 500% on several cryptos, and he's put in $100 across several of them. So like I think on like 4 of them, he's up like 300 to 500 to 400% on them. So he's made $300-400 off of $100. So he's up like $1,500 to $2,000 or something like that. When you try to bet too much in just one, it's tough. So you really want to spread it out and try to get as much room as you can across a broad spectrum of meme coins. And you really want to do your research. You want to see who started it, when was the first, you want to see who started the coin first of all, see if that guy has any traction. You want to see if it even makes any sense. You got to actually like it as well. You can't, you know what I mean? Like the guy that said, I have no arms, and his coin pumped up and he sold 20 grand worth of his coin. People enjoyed watching a guy with no arms. So it's got to be, something like that. Unless you're just going in on random coins that people are telling you. If other people are telling you and they're not real traders, it's most likely already gone. By the time the average person, yeah, exactly. Bougie knows there's a lot that goes into the meme coin trenches. You really gotta learn the project and really understand, is this a valid meme? Is this meme can have potential to take off? Did it actually make me laugh? Then you gotta look at the developers behind the meme. Is it a 13-year-old kid? If it's a 13-year-old kid, the chances are that it's not gonna go anywhere. But if you look at the developers and you see that, oh shit, they have an Instagram page, they have a Twitter page, they have a website, they actually have the faces of the developers behind, they actually have a Discord with like 1,000 people and everybody's talking. You know what I mean? That's then you can say, okay, now I've done my research on this and I would like to enter a meme coin or something. But bro, meme coins, you have to go deep into who made it to really, right, if there's no cult following to it, it's not gonna last. Like, you might be able to be in there before the dump, but think about it. The Hawk girl sold 96% of her coins before it launched to the public. So with her selling 96% of the coins, you only have a possibility of cashing in on 4%. So you have no room for growth if you were in that coin. Maybe if you were a scalper the first 2 seconds that coin came out, and you bought, you could have maybe made 100% or 200% before it plummeted down to 0, right? But if you would have been like, oh, Hawk girl, famous, it would have been done. But then you look at who her developers are, you would have known, hey, maybe these developers don't seem like they're very decent people. When you see their interviews online, they sound very, very sketchy. So maybe the developers behind this don't have good intentions. Luigi Mangione. Hey, if I'm being honest, with the following that's getting on the internet right now and how it's trending, and that guy gained 100,000 followers in a day, if the developers behind that coin were any good, they wouldn't have rugged it so bad, and they would have let that shit rock, because that shit would have been another Dogecoin. I promise you. That guy murdered the CEO of United Healthcare. He went in Hitman style, and he's like a vigilante guy for a bunch of people, and a bunch of people like him. So I believe that a coin like that would have done actually good. But the fact that you said it's already down means the developers behind it just saw it as a good opportunity to rug. But if they actually decided to make that a good coin, it would have probably taken off. Another coin called 2AC. Yeah, if anybody with a good developer, 30 closes in 2 minutes. Thank you, brother. Anybody with a good developer can make that coin fly. It sucks you got in on the scammy one. But I wouldn't say no to that. It's all over my feed, and everybody's saying, "Oh, I see how the world sucks. We're putting in jail like a Robin Hood who killed a CEO, and the guy who choked some dude out in the subway is free." People are going crazy over this shit. They're literally accepting murder. Yeah, just what I meant by that is whoever started it, what are their intentions, right? What do they sound like? What do they look like? When you talk to them, do they sound like a scammer? Because they could be a Hawk and sold 96% of the inventory behind closed doors, and 2 whales will plummet the entire thing. You know what I mean? So if it's like some 40-year-old guy who has a family and he's been, doing crypto for years and he's done other projects and he's got a history, you could trust that for the most. Take it with a grain of salt. So the fact that we've been frozen here, I don't do any stocks right now. I only trade futures. So I trade the Nasdaq and I trade gold futures contracts.
Explain to them the difference between.
The difference is the leverage. So here I am paying. My margin is about $1,000 for one contract, and I'm about to give you a good explanation. So this is futures trading. So this is called a prop firm. So a prop firm tests you on your ability to trade. They give you some parameters. Once you pass the parameters, they then give you prop firm capital to trade. So they give you, for example, this account is $50,000. So I don't have $50,000 of my own money to put into an account. So by passing a prop for an exam, I now have the access to that $50,000. I have some prerequisites I have to meet, some minimum drawdown requirements, some maximum loss requirements. There is certain requirements of maximum profit per day, a lot of little bullshit here and there. But at the end of the day, you're leveraging a lot of money on their end instead of using your own money. So since I'm day trading, let's say you open up an options contract for like $300 and price goes up $1, you make $100, right? It's the same concept here. If I open up a contract here, I opened up a contract right here on the flip of this candle. Price drove $1.7 and I made $300 off this on the prop firm account because it was 2 contracts. Every dollar on a contract is $200. Since it drove 1.8, it was 300 and a little bit. So that's how you can leverage prop firm capital, and then eventually, bro, light that shit up. Light the fucking blunt. And then eventually you can scale your accounts and have many accounts. And unfortunately, I've passed many and I've also blown many because of
The fucking bro.
because of I break the rules. But these are how many accounts I've had. So in total I've had 500,000, 650, 700, $800,000 in funding. So that's the potential. So you do the math. If you're making 1% a month of $800,000, you're making $8,000 a month. So it's not a job per se. You have to know about futures trading. So you go to apextraderfunding.com, you log in, you sign up, and then you purchase the accounts. For example, you scroll down here, and then a 50K account will cost you $167 a month. They're doing a 90% off discount now with my code, so you come out to like $30 a month, $50. So they charge you $50 a month until you pass it. With the 50K account, you're allowed to open up 10 contracts. So you have a profit target of 3,000. With your 10 contracts, you have to make 3,000. If you make 3,000, you pass. You pay the initial fee. Yeah. So I'll show you right now. I just lost a $50,000 account and I'm retrying again. So this account, I just lost it right now because I breached one of the rules. I also lost a 250K account. So yes, bro. But because I've passed them and I'm just getting down the rules, I'm continuing my path, formulating my strategy to continuing to the rules of the prop firm. I think that I can scale this shit and fucking blow them out of the water. But yeah, bro. That's the one of the benefits of prop firm capital, but there is rules that you have to abide by. So a lot of people cannot abide by the rules. So a lot of people will go account after account after account because the account is $40, right? You can restart it and reset it for another $30. So you just reset it and then retry again and reset it and retry and reset it and retry and reset it and retry, and then you're wasting $50 every week, but the good thing about it is you're getting practice in the live markets and seeing live capital move around. And it's virtual capital. So they're giving you virtual capital, but you're still able to leverage it like it's real capital and you're able to profit of it. So these $300 right here, once I reach a profit target, they will be real money and I will be able to withdraw it. The good thing is that they'll close your account and then you just buy another one and then you redo the challenge. So we're starting to form the trend again. So let's see if we can get some re-breaks of the highs and some continuations. This fucked us right here, right? This high right here is what I'm trying to re-break to take a continuation. but it's very high now, close to this resistance. So we gotta see. We're starting to trend here, so let's see. 30's driving nicely. 50's driving nicely. The 5 minutes driving nicely. Let's see. Listen, brother. First of all, Danvo is Asian. Of course he's Asian, but he's Vietnamese. Don't get it twisted, big dog. I'm gonna leave your comment there for a little bit to put you on blast. Cause that's some fuck shit. Learn how to be respectful, brother. Who have you seen flip 100K to $1 million on stream, live in front of your face, 5 days a week for an entire year? Nobody. Nobody in this fucking YouTube space has done that shit. Everybody is fucking gay. Nobody's done that. Oh, but I have verifying track records. I don't give a fuck what kind of screenshot you have. If you're not here catching pips, trading live, doing it for real, you're a fraud. So everybody's like, oh, he blew the man. How many accounts have you not flipped? Have you not blown? Jermaine, you've blown every single one of your accounts. You've blown so many accounts that you don't even know how many accounts you've blown. You've lost track of how many accounts you've blown. So, if somebody else blows an account, what's the difference, bro? Don't be hating, dog. Makes no sense. He came out on Twitter, and he came out with a post. He's like, yeah, I failed attempt 1, but guess what? Attempt 1 means there's an attempt 2 coming. He flipped 100K to $1 million on stream. Then he restarted with 200K, and by July when he got off stream, by July when he got off stream to trade the man, in 6 months he was already at 800,000. So do the math, bro. That's a lot of fucking money flipping, and we're putting a buy stop here. So just chill out, dog. They're like, oh, he lost a lot of people's money. Yes, bro. All these people, what do you expect? You're putting your money into a YouTube trader's account. This is a high risk investment. There is a high likelihood of you blowing your money, of the money going poof. What do you think Don did when he flipped 100K to $1 million? He withdrew all of the money and left 200,000 into trade. Does that not make perfect sense? Hey, you're lucky my cousin moderated you. Talking shit for no reason, bro. People are wilding. We got a 15-minute closure coming up. I'm keeping my buy stop open. You got people that are like, oh yeah, I have my FX books track record. Okay, so does Alex G, and everybody still calls him a scammer. They're like, oh, I'm on the top leaderboard of FTMO. Okay, but how many other prop firms have you not fucked up and blown? Right? So you're on the top leaderboard of FTMO, but is that because you bought on one account and sold on the other account, blew this account, and then made a bunch of money on this account? You see what I'm saying? Like, how do I know that you didn't blow a shit ton of money in a million other prop firms before you got a big ass payout on this prop firm? If you're not doing it live, I'm sorry. For example, the book Best Losers Win by Tom Hogarth, he is a grown 50, 60-year-old man who's a professional trader, who's written books about trading, very popular books about trading that a lot of people like. And what does he do? He gets on YouTube. We just had a 5-minute closure. What do we do here? 5-minute close bullish. We're still bullish here. What does he do? He gets on YouTube and he trades live in front of people. Who else does that? Nobody. These buy stops are not valid anymore. Delete, 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 delete. What the hell is this? What?
Subscribe for the free fees, crazy. This is the commentate on the subscribe for the free.
We broke out of the trend. This push should have been to the upside. If we do flip now, it could still be valid. What the hell? I'm iffy about the flip here. We have a 4-hour level here that once we break the high, we're 10 pips away. Yeah. So let's wait for this 15 closure and see if it closes above the most recent range. If we do pull back and then on the reflip, then maybe I'll think about taking an entry. I don't like my buy stop here with the 4-hour level that I marked up there. There's not much range left. It could pop up, but where my buy stop is to where my target is, that is a strong 4-hour level that we have there, and we don't have a bottom wick for the daily. So I want to be wary about that. If this wick wasn't so high, this would be so much better. See what the Nasdaq is doing. So the Nasdaq has rejected this level to the T. We've came up and closed respecting this level. We actually closed just below it, but we've tried to come down. We retested it and we drove up. No top wick here though. Price came up with a little tiny bottom wick and tried to drive down and failed on the hourly. On the 30, it's formed support and we're starting to break out. We're starting to scoop on the 30. We're starting a new scoop on the 15. We might be scooping here on the 5. Let me set an alarm here. "20 seconds and we have fucking volume. What's this 1 minute?" So we've came back up and we're restarting the trend. Teriyaki chicken and a smoothie. Only chicken and a smoothie? See, look, this Alfredo. You gotta listen to Bougie for some diet advice. This guy knows all the hacks. Bougie, when you're on a cut, what's your meal plan for the day? Your one meal for the day. Jam-packed smoothie. See why we're not impulsive here, guys? This is such perfect example. See, when price started rejecting to the downside here, if you would have taken the setup that I normally take and taken a rebreak of the low, you would have gotten fucked. If you would have taken a rebreak of the high here, you would have been still waiting. And if you would have been anticipating a buy here, trying to be early, you would have been screwed. So this trend is what we're looking for. This. Not this trash. right? This clean is what we're looking for. This, not trash. Trash, clean. Trash, clean. Picture that. Trash, clean. Trash, clean. Trash, clean. Got that, everybody? Yes, there could have been a 30-minute entry here, right? 30-minute came down, grabbed a wick, and you could have taken a buy stop on the 30-minute flip, the celery. You could have taken the same thing on the 15. You have a bottom wick that came down to this 15 level. On the hourly 15 and 30, it looked good, but on the 5-minute, it didn't look as good for me, and on the 30, it didn't look as good for me. Maybe if I was looking at the higher time frame, that could have been an entry, but I think I want to stick to... That was happening here. And price was being indecisive here, so I didn't want to be in that. Smoothie, 4 to 5 jumbo eggs, milk, scoop of collagen, scoop of protein, cottage cheese, blueberries, honey, and a banana. Probably about 80 to 100 grams of protein in this smoothie. You heard that? Screenshot it. And then ask him for his Cash App and send him 10 bucks. You just chugged my water, dumbass.
What are you talking about?
You just chugged my water.
When did I drink water? I haven't drank water.
So who drank all that water?
You.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
You're tripping, bro. I think you just chugged my water.
It was good talking, bro.
When you eat like shit, your brain can't function, and you're gonna think like shit. What up, Kenny? My dog. How are you, brother? Let me get that real quick.
Yeah.
Let me tuck one up for Kenny.
Yo.
This for you, big bro.
Tell the group chat to drop a W on the chat, bro. W on the chat, bro.
Drop dubs in the chat. Alright, so we're starting to come up here. Let's see if we start to form some trend here on the SMA. Come on, let's get it. Let's do something here. Let's stop rejecting this fucking level. We'll have a closure in a minute. This 9 p.m. closure would give us... If we drive now... So think about it, right? If we drive right now, 15 minutes before the closure, we know that the last 15 minutes before the hourly closes, you usually get a pullback. You want a wick left on this hourly candle in order to take a continuation buy, right? So knowing we have 10 minutes left, price is probably going to be pulling back these last 15 minutes instead of driving. Now, if it does drive, what does that tell you? It tells you we're going to be closing with no top wick, leaving us no range for a continuation. So that's not good. We want price to be closing top wick, and that's what you want to see, right? You don't want to see price start to drive now, 10 minutes before close with no top wick, and then there's no continuation left and you're screwed, and then it just comes right back and puts you in drawdown. We don't have a decent bottom wick here on the 5, on the 15, but we are closing back above on all the smaller time frames. But this little chop up isn't that clean to me. I don't like it. So if we can break above this and then something like this. That's what I would like to see. Price action was cleaner before stream started. Way cleaner. Taken. So what did I just say? What did I just say right now so that it makes sense? Say it. Okay, write it down what I just said.
No, it's not right now. It's earlier. You keep saying, I should have taken. I didn't. Should have taken. Token doesn't exist, and I don't know why the people keep saying that these days, but it's
Taken.
generation. But I had taken or I took. Token does not exist. It's like people saying women for plural, but it's women. They don't know how to pronounce it. I have no idea why this is trend, but it just pisses me off when people butcher the English language when it's the only language it is.
No. No, bro, bet I'm not trying to get called out by other people on stream all the time for that. So, taken, got it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, taken, past participle, or you have took, which is the past. So I had taken, or I took, and you'll sound smarter. People just don't know sometimes, so I figured that.
Instead of saying I would have taken this trade.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes, my man.
I think he missed.
Which not, yeah. That's probably go nuts. It's one of my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves, but sometimes people don't know, so I wish I had known for a few things, and there you go.
So, token isn't a word, but toking is, because I'm token tuka like a hookah. That's a term for smoking ganja. It just doesn't want to re-break this high. Good thing we're not chasing. Good thing we're not chasing. Is this gonna be the daily high? This could very well be the daily high. Let's see. We have 3 minutes left. Yeah, like I said, that hourly needs that pullback on the last 15 minutes. We're getting that pullback now. If it does close doji, I would wait for a bottom wick before a push up. Where would that bottom wick start to be? Probably doesn't need to be too steep. Maybe we already grabbed that bottom wick here as we came down. So let's see what happens. Just wait for this hourly to close. What's up, Daniel? How are you? I haven't talked to you in a minute. Hey, if you guys are watching, drop a like, please. That would help out a lot. So, damn, this MacBook is, or this Mac Mini is A-okay, bro. It's working Zoom, OBS, YouTube chat, and my chart. The only thing is I don't have 30 charts open.
That's good, Bruce.
Yeah, market mechanic, he needs an extra computer. He's got to run off of 2. Because if you see his setup, he's got like 4 monitors and a bunch of screens. Wild stuff. Which is easier to see because like he'll have the 15-minute time frame on one, the 30 on the other, and then he'll be able to just look around instead of switching between time frames. Because sometimes I'll switch between time frames and then forget what I just saw on the previous time frame. And I'm like, oh shit, what was the 30 like? You're switching between the 4, the 1, the 30, and you're coming down, and then you're like, oh shit, what was the 30-minute like? Damn, sucks all the, there is volume, but it's just bouncing back and forth. I want to take breakouts. I like to take breakout trades.
What's the deal, bro?
How are you, bro?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm here.
Yes, sir.
No.
We're all here, brother.
No.
Have you been doing the top 1 competition or no?
Yeah, but I haven't had time to trade it. Like, I've been so busy. Like, you guys have anything with seeing lately that much? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so busy with personal life. Like, work has been taking up so much of my time. I haven't been even getting to trade as much. So,
It'd be like that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I'll be back to normal schedule probably within the next 2 weeks or so.
Nice. Yeah, I went out, I was like 118th. I got up to 50, then I got up to 20 something, and then I realized to get from 20 something to first place or to top 10 to like be able to win an actual prize, I had to make another like 20%, and I said fuck that.
Yeah, that thing is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know how these guys are doing it. Honestly, like, these guys are making like 50%, and you can't even. It's not like you can over leverage and just like boom, like.
Well,
Like,
I don't know if you know.
These guys doing this, man. Like, it's crazy.
Listen, I don't know if you know, but the leverage is different for currency pairs. Shit, we're starting to drive up here. So currency pairs, the leverage is 1 to 50. So they can open up a 45 lot on GJ, and we could only open up a 3 lot on gold. So we would have to completely change the pairs that we trade to be able to catch that.
Yeah.
3 minutes left for this hour. They'll tell me you're gonna drive down. You bitch. Here. Which, it might not be bad. Because think about it. What happens when the hourly starts to drive at the very end? You close with no top wick. What happens when you close with no top wick? You get that little extra push, and then price starts to plummet down. So if you do start getting your setup prior to an hourly closure, it might not be a bad idea to take it if price is trending like it is here. Here, price isn't really trending like I thought it would be, right? But if price is really trending here and you're about to have an hourly closure, you know that your hourly is gonna, if it closes with no top wick, the next hourly is gonna likely come up with a top wick and then pull back down. So you're anticipating that final push, the little bit of the top wick on the next candle, and then you can go break even or close, anticipating just letting it rock to see how big that top wick is. So that's how, knowing how candles form and what happens when they close certain ways, how you can anticipate that and take trades anticipating that. So I see that my setup is happening, but it's happening towards the end of the hourly. I know that if the hourly closes with no top wick, we kind of get that push to the other side, and then it flips bearish, creating the money printer, so I can still take advantage of that no top wick, catch that top wick going up, and close as a small scalp. That's why breaking candles down like that, that's called breaking candles down backwards. Don has a long video on YouTube talking about breaking candles down backwards, because that's how candles move. So when you see that and you're in a trade, you can tell if the trade's going to start going against you in drawdown or if it's going to drive. You can literally see it happening, see the candles forming against you, and you can say, okay, it looks like the 1 minute is starting to form resistance here. It's closing back into range. We're starting to respect this resistance level here. I'm probably going to see more drawdown before price decides to drive up, and you can see that.
Yeah, this 4 hours within a market range is good.
So we have a 1 hour closing. It's going to be closing doji. This 30 is going to be closing above the most recent range. This 15 is also going to be, it did already close, but then we're going to be forming a small little resistance here. That's 2 small resistance tiers that we form. I would like to see it drive down before it drives up. If it drives, now that we've driven up, it's less likely for it to continue. See, in this situation where we're opening up like this on the hourly, if we were to re-break the high, I wouldn't be taking that entry. I would want that bottom wick. It's an hour candle. So, and if we're not going to have that bottom wick like this right here, then I would wait for a range to be formed, a retest, and then a re-break, right? I wouldn't want to take anything probably in this range here. You want price to give you confirmations. You don't want to be the first one into a new range. You want to be in the range fill. That's your where you're better off looking for things, right? Where can you fill clean range at? So if we're looking here, we have a major hourly resistance here. We have a major hourly resistance here. And then after that, we have clean range to the top here, right? So then you start to look, how much do you have until those resistances? If we do re-break the high, we only have 10 pips until that first resistance, so that's not that good. That resistance might be minor, and we would take it as a minor resistance or not as important if we were to have grabbed more liquidity here before driving up. Because if you do get a massive pullback on this hourly and then a re-break of the high, of the daily high, that push would likely break you through this 10 pip range and up into this other area over here where it's 45 pips. So you have 10 pips of clean range here and 45 pips of clean range here before the next level of clean range where you have 80 pips of clean range. So you really want to be in the clean range. So the hourly closed 2 minutes in. We're driving up. We haven't tapped any major resistance yet, but we are forming resistance here. We're still not getting any trend forming after this happened here.
I've been thinking a little bit today, and I was just admiring, the level of consistency that he has. Like, to come back from a loss, like
2 losses.
Yeah.
A big loss and then a big loss off stream and then another big loss on stream, and he came back from it all.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would find myself taking a loss and it's like, it just goes downhill from there. Yeah.
And that's why you can't over risk.
Yeah. It's like 1 week you'll be so consistent, you'll be so disciplined, and like the next week you take a loss and it's like
Yeah, you're just falling into that cycle because you're what are you, like a year into trading now?
Year, 6 months, year and 9 months.
Right, yeah. So and you're just getting your strategy down. You're just building that confidence in your strategy, and that's why you have to really not only journal your trades, but look back at them and saying, okay, what trades do I take the most that I make the most money? And I'm just gonna not take anything else besides that. And I made that decision just recently. And if you look on my Instagram, all day today, I took this same entry, rinsing and repeating the same entry. I didn't take no more reversals. I didn't take anything like that. I just rinsed and repeat the same trade nonstop over and over. I'm like, this is my highest probability trade. This is the only trade that I'm gonna take from now on. And I'm only going to be looking for this trade, and that's it. And then in the future, with the higher lot size, I'll be able to leave a runner. And for example, on this trade here, price never came back down to my entry. I would have had a runner from here all the way through to here. And in the future, if you're trading 3 lots and you're keeping 1 lot running for 118 pips, that's $1,100 in a day.
Yeah.
So
I've been realizing that you have to under risk in order to trade the way how we trade, because I typically would take the week entry a lot, and my account would not survive the drawdown. But because typically, if you take in those the entries, you need to have a top loss around 60 pips, 60 pips. Just using an entry of 3 to 20 pips.
yeah, read in the clubhouse, Terpy. And look at how he's been able to grow his account. He has 5 figures in his account. So he started with, and he's been able to grow it. And if you look at his lot size, he started off taking 0.1s and then gradually to a 0.5, right? But he was still taking a bunch of 0.1s, and he would go into 100 pips of drawdown, and that's $100. So you could take another pip. You're going to 200 pips of drawdown, now you're down $200. So let's say your account's $500. That's half of your account, but you're still able to take 3, 4, 5, 6 more positions to try to get yourself out of out of the trade and work with it. So if you were to have taken a point 0.5 initially from the beginning, you would have been in $500 drawdown and blown the account on your first massive loss. And if you're the type of person that you're like, oh, I can't close my trade, I can't close, I can only, and then you hold losers for hundreds of pips, you're better off popping a 0.1. So now you have 500 pips of drawdown you can take before price eventually goes back in your direction. Or by the time that you're 200 pips in drawdown, you're probably already like 6 pineapples deep at the bottom, and then it goes up 30 pips, and you've already made all your money back, and you close break even because you've left yourself the margin to keep going. Like when I realize now that when I trade these live PA accounts, I have to trade them with 1 to 2 to a 0.2s, and then just take my setups. What was that?
You went live though?
I blew it yesterday. So I restarted another challenge. Yeah. So yeah, bro. I'm dialing in my strategy on this. Passing them is so easy, and it's the hard part is not breaching these fucking rules. But
So like, how's the difference between live and a funded?
so for example, let's say I wanted to start a live account with $500. I can only open up a 0.2. But if I wanted to 0.2 lots, yeah, and if I wanted to swing that, I would need $2,000 to be able to swing from 4 to 5 p.m. So let's say you catch 10 pips on a 0.1.
Yeah.
With 2 pip spreads, you're already at 8. With the $3 commission, you're already at $5 that you just made off a $10 trade. So that's 50% of your thing gone. So in reality, you have to trade like a 0.2 or a 0.3, which you would need like $600 to be able to trade. And then if you want to take pineapples, you would need at least a couple $1,000s in the account so that you would be able to risk, like $80 per trade, $100 per trade, $50 per trade comfortably, and be able to take multiple entries to get out. So that's the difference between the live account and this. So like instead of taking an 80 pip loss and losing $80, I can buy 2 funded accounts with that. And if I pass one, then with another $100, I fund it and go live, and now I have the leverage of a $50,000 account or a $100,000 account. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Since I'm not able to open up smaller lot sizes and risk less because I'm scalping, so I need to be able to open up under a 0.1 so that I can open up as many positions as I need to, or if I'm scaling into a position, I can open up as many as I need to.
I'm still trading a funded account I have, I think it. But the funded that her gives me actually do. Yeah, so the thing is, I didn't was aware that top one that that account had trading on which is I didn't really understand it. But I never really trading all my funding that I had was trading on and not limit. So didn't really understand it as your balance grows, the trading on comes up. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, so the goal is to have one account with each firm and then to copy trade them all to my live account. So then on my live account, I'll have like a few $1,000s in there, and then I'll be trading 0.1s, and then I'll be copy trading 0.2s to each of the funded accounts, one on each firm. So in total, I'll be trading like a 0.5. So let's say you catch 45 pips for the day. That's going to be $250 across all 3 accounts. And then you're going to have $50 on your live account. And then $75 off each funded account. So then by the end of like everybody I know with funded accounts, right? They all, or with at least Apex and futures ones, they take 45 days, 30 days to get their payouts. And they grind it, and they build that 2K buffer, and then they build their $500 payout. They withdraw their $500 across all their accounts, and then they continue. They build another $500 payout. They stop trading it. They trade their live account, and they wait for that $500 payout, and then they redo it. And that every 2 weeks they're getting $500 across each account. So over time, you have, like, for example, Dankster has a max of, he has 19 accounts, and you do 500 times 19, that's $9,500 every 2 weeks. And then and all you're doing is trading a 0.2.
Yeah. So you're with top one or
Top one, I did a funded challenge with them, that I got a discount on, and I didn't pass it. I breached the daily drawdown on there, but the account rules were a little bit. The 5-minute trading rule is what caused me to breach it.
That's why I rarely purchase the instant from them the other day, and it's like the good thing that I read the rules is like when I read the rules is like
Oh, I don't read shit.
it's impossible. It's impossible. No, I read it. Like, because I gotta know I'm not wasting my money.
I don't read shit.
Yeah, I checked the rules and I was like, this is impossible to trade with the way how I trade. Like, this is impossible. Though. Like, they say that you have some the consistency rule is crazy. Like it's impossible to even get a payout, bro. Like, you look at it, it's like you're setting yourself up to just do it.
Yeah, but like,
I'm just using up my personal account and just trading.
when you're trading a future or a Forex prop firm account, they're a little bit different, because once you pass, you can make your first big trade $1,000 in one day, and then wait 4 days and get your payout. You don't have to complete many days of trading, and if you do, you just pop a 0.1 or a small little lot size, and they don't really screw you too much on that. Like, what's this guy's name? I forgot this guy's name. Huss. He has multiple $100,000 accounts, and as he'll take one trade, right, one swing trade, it'll reach the 1%, and then he stops trading it and requests payout right after, right? So he doesn't continue trading like you would on an Apex. So every firm is a little bit different. So that's what you have to be a little bit careful about. Every firm with their rules, your trading style is different. So I would suggest find the one that best suits your trading style. Pick one and stick with it. So far I like Apex and Top Step, because they align with the way that I trade. But I just over risk once I get to the live accounts, wanting that fast payout, when in reality, because they now have 8-day payouts and stuff, and I'm like, damn, I know that I can do it, but then the pressure sets in, and that's when you start to settle for less trades, because you want to take more trades to make more money, so you settle for lower probability trades. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna pass a couple, copy trade them, 0.2, and if I do a 0.2 across 3 accounts, where I'm doing low risk across all 3 accounts, at the end I'll look at the P&L across all 3, and then I'll be much more satisfied than having to do it all off of one account. You know what I mean?
For me, I'll be loading up my life again, and I'll be using a 0.05 for now. And as I get comfortable, I reach my last life. Going hard. Yeah. So you trading with Apex again?
This one's Top Step right now. I blew the Apex one, so I switch back and forth. Top Step is a little bit easier. They have a daily drawdown limit of 1,000, so even if you wanted to full port an account, they would close you out, and then it resets the next day, so you have a few tries of full porting before you can blow the account. They have a $200 consistent 5 days, so if you make $200 consistently for 5 days, you're allowed to request a withdrawal. So let's say you build a buffer of of 2000 that I think it is, and then you need to leave the buffer. Anything that you take out from that buffer, that you're taking out of drawdown. So it depends. Like, let's say you have 10 accounts and you want to take $1,000 off each account and leave $1,500 of drawdown on the account, but you're still trading 0.2s. You have 750 pips before you lose the account. You know what I mean? With the full drawdown, you have 3,000 pips before you lose the account. Or sorry, 2,000 pips before you lose the account. So if you go into a bad streak, you lose 5-6 times in a row, you still have hundreds of pips left before you blow the account.
And I don't see why a lot of persons instead of trading is mostly psychology. Technicals is out the window. I've learned everything that I need to know to make money. There's just the psychological aspect of trading is tricky.
Yeah, the psychological aspect is what'll make or break you.
Yeah.
If you can't handle it,
you can find yourself breaking your rules so fast, and it's like you know you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, but you still won't stop yourself from doing it.
yeah, but you're only ever gonna be a professional charter if you never get your psychology down. You're only gonna be able to draw up a pretty chart and then give a couple of possibilities. But if you can't get your psychology down right, you will never be able to execute on what you're analyzing.
I remember days or a year ago time like this when I didn't know technicals or anything. Like I would be like begging to learn how to trade, like just excited to learn and like just couldn't wait to learn the skill. Now that I've learned the skill, I find myself in a position where like I'm not psychologically in the right mindset.
Same thing happened to me. I said the whole time, because I'm very disciplined. So the whole time I was like, I don't need to read none of those books. I don't need to do none of that shit. Once I get the strategy down, I'm not going to overtrade. What the fuck? That's for losers. I'm not going to overtrade. I'm not going to revenge trade. That's for losers. That's for undisciplined people. I'm disciplined as fuck. And then I learned how to trade, and then I started breaking all my rules, trying to gamble, and I'm like, yeah. I'm the loser now.
Yeah, I feel like it's when you learn, it's like this. It's like when you learn, it's like you know what you're doing wrong. But like when you don't know, I don't think you would really mess around with those stuff.
Yeah, when you don't know, you're still trying to figure out like, why did this buy not work out? But when you know, you're like, I know why this buy didn't work out. I should have got out at break even when it gave me 10 opportunities.
It's like we didn't. For me, I did move up to the next level in terms of learning, but I've learned a lot this year. Like it's crazy. Like I think I've taken my trading into the next level in terms of knowledge, but psychological wise, like I'm not there yet. Still working on it.
Yeah, I think next year is gonna be an amazing year.
Yeah, I feel next year is gonna be my breakthrough year.
We're just choppy right here. So even if we do break out to the upside here, I don't think I would like buys because of how choppy we've been here. This could just be a wick up and then come right back into range and continue being choppy. This is the perfect scenario that I want to be in, right? Now we're just kind of forming resistance. So if we start really forming resistance on the higher time frame, we could start getting a pullback. Our daily has no bottom wick though, and look at how far we've been driving. We've just been fucking flying. So when is a correction gonna happen? My alarm for the Nasdaq didn't ring, so this shit must have died. Nasdaq usually moves towards the end of the night. Not the last stream, but the stream before last, my alarm rang on the Nasdaq as I was closing out the stream. I was down 13 pips for the night, so I got back on stream. I called out the entry on the Nasdaq, the TP, and then I dipped off and it smacked fucking TP 30 pips. Within like 20 minutes. I went to go walk the dog and I just get the notification on my phone that it's hitting TP. So we just tried to break the high here, right? We just have the money printer forming right here. We are trending on the 5-minute, but we're not anymore on the 1. We rebroke the high by a hair. So let's see if this trade would have played out if it would have had a buy stop there. The money printer was a good idea here. But I'm not taking reversals that much anymore. I would have been 13 pips in drawdown if I would have had that buy stop. Whoa. Whoa. So I guess that buy stop would have worked out either way. All right, let's get some trends starting to form. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be on for a fucking while.
You want smoke them?
Yeah. Oh, I think I ran out of Dutch. I only had 2. Yeah, I only had 2 left.
You want me to go call?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and get that stuff.
What?
That brand. That was a lot.
Oh, fuck.
The last one that I got, the nugs were so tiny, I was like, it went away in a day. A reflip of here wouldn't be bad.
Do you want to frap it? I just looked at that. I want to frap it. I'm going to go to that place in front across the street.
That'd hurt.
You want to frap it?
No, I'm good. I've already had 2 today. Go see if he's down there.
What up, dog?
Oh, he was on the door trying to get in the whole time.
Yeah.
You could have taken a lot of trades here. You could have taken the money printer right here for 17 pips. Sorry, for like 10 pips. But nah, this would have been sketchy. There's no way I would have anticipated this. Maybe, right? If this was down here and we were scooping like that, then I could have anticipated there and kept my buy stop there if my hourly had that bottom wick. You know what I mean? But this closing no top wick, not interested anymore. Now, let's see what happens if we start to come up here, form some more, a little bit of support, re-break the highs, then maybe I can look for more buys. Looks like we might just want to drive up straight to these levels here. So that first 10 pip level that we had, we already broke above it. We closed, we formed support, and now we were driving up. So yeah, I could have taken an entry here, having this line still drawn up there. I deleted it pretty quickly. I could have taken an entry there. That wouldn't have been bad on the flip of the 1 minute. After we respected here, bottom wick, flip bullish. Let me use the bathroom real quick. This shit might drive without me, but let's give it a minute. 3 minutes for this 30 to close. The 30 would be closing bullish. We just got a massive push. We're starting to form a trend here. We have a 5-minute closure above the range. I have a buy stop. If we do get wicked in and we start breaking back down into range, and that's not the drive, I don't know if I want to be in that for too long. We just retested the bottom. Let's see, wherever this wick is, maybe we can use that for our stop loss when we start to fly up. 1 minute for this 30 closure. It's getting a little tricky here. This 30 is closing. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this 30 to close. We only have 45 seconds, so better safe than sorry. If this 30 closes bullish, gives us a little decent top wick, comes down for a bottom wick, it might drive without us, but waiting for the higher time frame closures is crucial. We can't have a 30 closing with no bottom wick and no top wick, because what happens when what do we usually see when that happens? Price comes down, creates a top wick, and then fills that entire candle down. So we don't want to see this 30 close with no top wick here in 5 seconds. If it does close with no top wick here, that is a no-go. Give me a bottom wick and then a flip bullish. Bottom wick and then a flip bullish. I guess not. Yep, I guess not. Not gonna happen. You saw me ready there for that fucking buy stop. You saw me there ready for that buy stop. But the bottom wick, bro, I need it. 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 Let's just wait for another setup. Price is going to continually give you setups. I want to see how far we come back on this pullback, knowing that we don't have a bottom wick here. We just hit a strong level that I had marked up previously. So this is a resistance, a support turn resistance. So in the past, price was bouncing off this, and then we had a large liquidity grab, and then price came down and then started doing this, right? So that's why I have this level marked up. So what are we going to determine here? Is price going to use this as a newfound support for a continuation to the upside, or are we going to use it as a resistance as it was most recently in the past? So that's what we have to see. Yeah, right now we're starting to form the trend here. The trend is good. We already have a couple of supports in the trend. So things are looking good. Things are looking good for continuations. My cousin went to go get some more papers. Life's good. We're doing good. And this is where FOMO kicks in, right? Where you saw me ready to put my buy stop. I deleted the previous buy stop to wait for that 30-minute closure. So now, in most people's heads, you would be contemplating, damn, what if I didn't close? What if I didn't wait for that 30-minute closure, right? But that waiting for that 30-minute closure has saved me so many times that I know that even though I'm feeling like that, like, man, I should have just left that. That would have been a beautiful trade to catch on stream. Instant profit, instant closure. But I would have been breaking my plan. I would have been literally breaking my plan, taking away one confluence that I always wait for and saying, okay, I see 3 out of my 4. I'm just going to take 3 and not leave and forget about the 4th. Well, that's how I blew the Apex account. Yeah. I was taking trades where I wasn't taking the full confluence. I'm like, oh, I see everything is aligning, but I don't have my bottom wick here. Man, I usually don't take trades without a bottom wick. Let me take it anyways. And then you get fucking screwed.
And sometimes that's the real part of something with the trading, because sometimes everything was set up, but the market just don't give me an entry. And that's where, like, I do hustle posture. Especially, like, if it's driving up and it doesn't give me an entry, I take it anyways. And you know, like, that's not the ideal area where you should take a position, and you don't have an edge there, so.
And then you see it going against you. You see your edge going the other way, and then you're in denial. You're like, nah, it's gonna come back. It's this is the time that my edge isn't gonna work. Yeah, bro. It's everybody goes through the same cycle, and as long as you're recognizing that, that's the most important part. If you're recognizing that, and you can course correct, and you can put sticky notes. Like, look, I have a sticky note here for one. I have another sticky note here. I have another one on the other side. Notes in my face every day. When I'm gonna show you guys my trading plan, I keep it on my desk at all times. Let's see if I can get this. It's not gonna let me slide it over. I keep my trading plan on my desk at all times. So I'm always looking at it every day. So I immediately, when I wake up, I look at it, and the first thing I see is pre-market analysis. I'm like, all right, I gotta look at the pre-market. And then I look, and I remember setup, entry, risk management, predetermined break-even point, dynamic take profit. You got to make sure you give the trade room to breathe. So I remind myself of all those things, because if you don't have it written down anywhere. Your brain can't possibly remember it all unless you're trading every single day nonstop for years and years and years. You know what I mean? But even if you've been trading profitably for a year, you're not going to memorize all that shit. So having it written down is probably the best option. If we start to drive up here and then re-break the highs, I would consider buy stops. No, I didn't go to the gym today. I actually cut my hand. I don't know if you guys can see. They told me I needed stitches, but I said, you fucking thought. I'm gonna wing it. So I'm waiting for it to heal before I go back to the gym. I run an air conditioning company with my cousin and my uncle. My cousin that was here earlier, his dad is the owner of the company, and me and my cousin manage it. And I was installing an air conditioner for my mom's business, and I lifted it up, and everything was usually these units are like the mini splits. They're all smoothed out, but this one for some reason had some jagged edge that usually it doesn't have. It was like a defect, and it fucking sliced my hand. A piece of metal. But my mom's owns a barber shop, so they have this green chemical that stops you from bleeding. I put that shit on there, it burned like a bitch, and then they have liquid band-aids. So you put the liquid band-aid on, and it's kind of like Elmer's glue. So you kind of just glue it on, and then it seals it shut, and then within a couple days it's sealed. So it looks fine. It's not too bad. Hey. Let's mute. So I'm gonna give it time until 10 o'clock. I'm still giving this time to push. If we start to push now, I will still consider entries, because we tried to break out of the trend. But if we start to push up, then that means that we would be faking out of the SMA and continuing to trend upwards. So I would be considering buys. My dog, bro. How was the recital, brother? What kind of Beethoven songs were played? So we have a 5-minute closure coming up in 3 seconds. Yeah, I'm gonna have a buy stop here. That's no top wick on the 5-minute though. No top wick on the 5-minute. Right at a level of resistance on the 1-minute. If this drives up first and gives us a push, that could possibly be the money printer coming the other way, which in that case I would wait for that to play out, and then I would take a rebreak of the high.
Ideally, I would prefer it to come outside of the range completely outside of 2783.
See, we just closed with no top wick here. Like, even my buy here on the 5 minutes, all of them had beautiful tops and bottom wicks, right? So the fact that we don't have that here, I would need us to man, I don't know. Buys don't look good here. I mean, they do look good, but my setup doesn't look clean with that 5-minute no top wick.
Something about Gatorade being so refreshing.
Now that we've had that pullback, though, I don't mind taking buy stops now. See if we flip here. It could run, honestly, but I'm looking for a quick scalp, and I would call it. So it's already past my bedtime. Whoever took that money printer. Yeah, this is what I was saying. I want to wait for this money printer to attempt.
Yeah, this is what I was telling you just now. Like, I prefer to pull out of the rate. Like, I won't mess around here.
Yeah, that's why you have to set the buy stops strategically, and it has to be on the break of the highs. It has to be after price does a certain thing. See how the SMA here was scooping the opposite way? So we tried to break, and we failed. This was my entry right here. 100%. This was my entry right here. This pop up for 21 pips. But that 30 closed with no bottom wick, and right here, and that 30 closed with no bottom wick. That total push was 49 pips. I was waiting for a bottom wick here before buy stops. I had my finger right here. I went to trade and I went buy stops, and it didn't. And another thing, right? So let's say the SMA here, instead of scooping kind of off like this, it scooped like this, right? It scooped like what's a good example? Like this. It scooped like this, doom, doom. Then I would have taken sells the other way. That's something that I've noticed, right? See how the trend changed here when the way the SMA scooped. It's a little bit different from the way Wix 9 trades. Just one added confluence that I've learned from Market Mechanic. But we just had a 5-minute closure. We closed back into range. But if we respect this 5-minute low and we start pushing back up, we could attempt the same entry. We got 15 minutes, bro. I don't know. We just closed doji to take a buy stop here on the flip of this candle. Pushing off the 5-minute SMA. That's 31 pips to the bottom of this range if it does flip on us. I have a buy stop here. I'm not going to give this one too much room because it looks like we could be coming down pretty quickly, but let's see. a minute trade. See how we do. So I'm anticipating this as the 15 bottom wick and the flip for a wick fill. The 15 came down, respected this level. The 5 minute is tapping into these 1 minute levels here. So this could be the push. We're still riding the trend on the 5 minute. We've already tapped it here. So that could be the 15 minute bottom wick area. So we still have a little bit of room to the downside here for where the bottom wick could be, which is like 30 pips away. So we gotta let it play out. So now that we're driving up, I want to see us really break through this area. Once we get to like here, that's when I'll go break even. One more pop and I would go break even here. Ah, it stopped me out. It could still possibly drive there, but I needed this to be the drive. This had to be the drive. We've already tapped the SMA. We're coming underneath it. So for a trend reversal trade, this needed to be the pop. I don't want it to come down again and then reflip bullish. It can, but I think I saw 6 pips total there. But I gotta be very strategic with my break evens. Yeah, 5 minute closure in 20 seconds. Let's not close below here, because if you do close below here, then it's not looking good. We're starting to form a new trend, closing below the same level that we bounced off of earlier. Well, this is the money printer play, so let's see how steep this candle comes down. Let's see how steep this 5 minute candle comes down. I would like it to tap at least, damn. There really is no good level for it to tap besides all the way down here. I mean, maybe this wick. It's too late for me now. Too late for me on the money printer. These equal lows here. That was actually clean. I would have attempted that. It could still give us another retest of that area before driving down if it wants to come down. But if we do come up to this area again, I would wait for it to close above here and then look for continuations. We have 9 minutes. Let's see. One of us just gonna be the same shit as this before a massive pop up. That's a clock. You never seen me mag dumping my gun? That sounds just like mine. Un poco duro. This is me mag dumping my gun. Tell me if it sounds like an automatic or a semi-auto.
Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work.
Oh, that's not it.
They not like us. They not like us. They not.
So, if we respect this area, it could still pop
So
up.
we're gonna go to the gun show this weekend,
I'm down. I can buy ammo this weekend.
December 15th.
Yeah, I get my commission check this
Sunday.
weekend. I get my commission the 13th. Friday the 13th. What a bad luck day. That's it.
It'll be.
Are we getting the tickets for the BKFC?
Actually, hit them up. Just hit them up.
Yeah, Friday would be great.
Yeah, just text me. It's in Palmetto.
See how this 1 minute level is respecting? Look, this loss that I took down here, right? Look at what happened. We have these 1 minute levels as it's pulling back, and we started respecting this level right here. How we have this chop on the 5 minute, it's a level, right? And you see how we respected it? I took the same setup, the break of the low, and it just kept driving up, right? Oh, never mind. Good shit. See this level that I'm talking about on the 1 minute? Yeah, well, that's it for me, gang. That's many attempts for me tonight. Jay, I hope you're closing out in profit. You held that. You're up 12 pips, 13 pips, 14 pips. Good fucking shit, brother. But yeah, you see how this 1 minute level is respecting how I took my loss selling on the rebreak of the low here when we have this strong 1 minute level here, how price just wicks off of it. So that's something you have to account for. So I wouldn't take a pineapple here, right? Because we could just blow through it. But I would look at what price does at this level, because that could still be a continuation. That could still be a level where it creates support to continue if we are truly bullish for the day. Where is it going to do it? Previous resistance, turn it into a support to then continue driving. Previous resistance, price came back, retested previous resistance, made it into a support, and we're respecting that as a support, and price drove right off of it. No problem, brother. I'm glad you held that trade and stayed in. I was a little sketched out on the being underneath the SMA there, which means what I would have taken this money printer setup right here, right? This is what I was kind of looking for, but I kind of scrolled back and was explaining something. But it's all good. No worries. It's all good. I'm not worried about shit. I'm more worried about everything that I'm saying is playing out to the T, and everything I'm explaining is working out perfectly. This thing might just continue popping. 4 minutes for the hourly, but let's watch this hourly play out.
Yo, Eddie, why does your chart look like that?
Like what?
Oh, that's futures. Damn, that shit went all the way up to the top.
Yeah, I was gonna take a entry here on the bougie scoop off the money printer plus the bougie scoop off this level here, but I was scrolled back on the charts explaining something. I got stopped out break even here, and then I was gonna take a re-entry right here.
Yeah, but look how futures went all the way up back and reached that's at the top. XAU didn't do that.
XAU looks way more bearish than futures.
Yeah, futures is gay.
Are we gonna start flipping bearish here?
I'm telling you, bro. I think this is the top.
I'm sorry, Fredward. I'm gonna be on for a little longer.
Yeah, this shit is whack.
A lot. I only use a little more. You roll it. You do it. We're not about to argue. We're about who's gonna roll the next blunt. Go on. Pranksters, bro. You were here earlier, dude. I explained so many opportunities. Buy stops here on the break of these. Buy stops here on the break of these highs. We had entries right here. You could have held this trade. You could have full ported this trade. You would have been in drawdown 20 pips maximum. And you would have caught 20 pips, 20 for 20. You left, exactly, bro. So this is a good example. This is a good example for stream, bro. Sometimes you're here for hours and you don't catch anything, bro. Nothing. And then the last minute, 15 minutes before you're closing out stream, you catch a trade. Market Mechanic is a perfect example, right up there a few messages above you. We were like 2.5 hours into stream and people were leaving and they're like, oh, this is getting boring. Is any trading happening here? And then at like 5 minutes before stream ends, he gets into a position that runs for like 500 pips. That was a massive runner. No, sorry, it ran for 100 pips on stream, but I think that one is one of the ones that kept running afterwards. But on stream, it ran for 100 pips within 30 minutes. So if they would have just waited an extra 30 minutes, they would have caught 100 and something pip trade.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Like, people were getting impatient.
Everybody was like, are we long now? Are we long now? And I'm like, no, bro, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. And they're like, all right, now.
Or they were saying, is there any even trading going on here? And you're like, we're just waiting, bro. We're waiting for the setup.
I think that was one of the ones that ran 1,000 pips.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, I mean, of course, you get impatient because you don't know who we are. You don't like listening to other people's conversations. You got shit to do in real life. But the way that I learned from the people I was watching, I had Don in my ear and I have Wix in my ear as I'm working throughout the day, all day long. At 7:30, when Don used to start trading at 6 in the morning, I would set my alarm for 6 in the morning. I would wake up by 6:30. He was on stream and I had him in my ear. And I was listening to what he was saying, his pre-market breakdown, his analysis. I was listening to everything. It's fucking 9:30, he's in my ear. It's 10 o'clock, he's in my ear. He's still trading till 12, he's in my ear. I would literally have him in my ear all day. No music. I'm listening to Don and Wix all day long. Because who are my mentors? They are. And who am I going to learn from? They are. So if they're talking, I'm listening.
Yeah, that would be me. I have cubicle at work and we're allowed to use one side earphone. Yeah, that'll be me every day. Like, I'll be trading and like, I'll be listening to them at the same time. But lately I've been in and out. Sometimes I'll be on stream, sometimes I'm
You go through that. Like right here in my journal, I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up my journal to... Alright, so this was June 29th of 2023. I said, I I went a week of my own and I'm up 4%. I went back to watching stream and I lost 12%. Maybe I'm learning and I need to be on my own. And then a day later, I'm like, you don't need to do shit on your own. You don't know shit. Keep watching streams. Literally.
Well,
And then the month after of me going back to the streams, I had my best month ever, 450% on my live account.
yeah, as I just told you, it doesn't really matter. It all depends on you. But you could watch big stream and just don't take it straight. Like, just do it and fight.
Oh, I don't take their trades anymore. I don't copy trade them. Even though I'm in Don's Signal channel, and I could see, like today he made over 130 pips. And I can see that. And what I do now is when he takes a trade, I go and I look and I'm like, what made him take that trade? I'm not watching him anymore, but I'm still seeing his entries and his exits. So what is he seeing that he's entering here that's different than before? These are not the same entries as before. So what's going on here? What is he seeing that's different? So I'm like analyzing these trades, and then I could see, oh, Don took a sell here, and my analysis is telling me buy. And then I can tell when he's about to go into drawdown because of the way that I've learned and what I'm looking at versus what he's looking at. So I get to see a different side of things, and he's managing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars again. So I could see somebody who's literally managing that much money, how they get to work things, how they get out of drawdown. Like his first trade of the day, he lost 100 pips, and then he made back like 200 pips. So he's up like 100 something for the day.
Yeah, I think he's bringing out a new play different this much.
So like I'm like, damn, he stomached 100 and pip loss first thing in the morning, and within 2 hours made it all back and more. Like that is how traders are supposed to be.
Well, Don never used to do that. If you used to watch him.
Well, he would tell us on the side that if he would do that on stream, people would freak out.
Yeah, he never did that on stream.
But like, you know, Q Banks says that when you know how to really trade, you want to milk your edge as much as possible. So you're better off risking as much as you can to make as much as you can, because your edge doesn't always like a lot of professional traders say that if you have an edge in the markets, it might last you 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but it usually doesn't last more than that, and you have to reanalyze and then redo and restructure and then regather your edge. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of these pro, like really big guys that I watch, that's what they say. So like at the end of the day, if you're not like managing and restructuring your plan and just reanalyzing, that's why Don's strategy is constantly evolving, because the edge is constantly changing and constantly getting better. So when you have a 90% probability rate and you're like, damn, I just went on a 10 win streak today. Imagine if I would have risked my entire account today. I would have flipped it over 3 times, 4 or 5 times, and I would have been able to withdraw all that and restart tomorrow with still the same account I had this morning. So that's the kind of mentality when you're like, all right, my edge is so fucking good that I'm perfect. If I have a $100,000 account, I'm perfectly fine risking the whole account to make $1 million, like the way Don did. In the future he eventually blew he made the $1 million, he withdrew, left 200,000, and he blew 200,000. So he's perfectly fine, willing to blow his entire account or risk the entire account in order to flip it that many times. So then he flipped it to like 800,000 after the second deposit afterwards. So that's 1.8 million in fucking profits in like a year and 2 years, a year and a half. He did that in a year, and then by July he got off stream. So just think about it, bro. That's a lot. So he's perfectly fine and willing to risk 200 grand to make $1 million. You know what I mean?
For me, I'm just trying to find that level of consistency, like it might fall and stuff, like when I encounter losses, it's just building that confidence. I need that confidence again.
So
Confidence is good at trading, but not all confidence. You need confidence too.
you know what gives me a lot of confidence? Trading in front of you guys. And then telling you guys my trades and my losses and all of that gives me a lot more confidence. Like the other day, I lost 50 pips on stream, and I made back all 50. I would finish the stream minus 13 pips. I made it almost all back, scalping. And then right before stream ended, I took a final trade that made me back 30 pips. So what's that? Minus 13. 17 pips I ended the night. So like I took a loss on stream and I still made it back the same day. I just thought about how Don and Wix would react and I put it into action. No problem, Marcel. Have a good day. Enjoy the gym. Hope you see somebody famous like Bougie did. Yeah, Price is just trying to re-break the highs here and failing, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to see. We could possibly be getting some sells here. If this is the top, see, I had a bunch of levels marked up here, right? And then I had a range marked up here as well. That was like something like this, and we barely tapped that range. So we're looking good here for a sell down to the bottom. But yeah, man, like for example, Wix lost $50,000 in a day. 50 grand, bro. Then he came on stream and he said, "Oh, I took a bad entry. Yeah, he was like, I took a bad entry. I'm beating myself up for it because it's not an entry that I would have normally taken. I missed something, this, and that." He explained why it wasn't, like, long story short, you basically kind of broke your plan or whatever. Yeah, 170 grand. Yeah. 16% of his account, and he has $1 million account. Yes. Yeah, you're right. And then he took another loss on stream, and you're like, what the fuck? Everybody was literally thinking, is this guy about to blow his account? What's going on? He lost 170,000, and then he lost another something thousand on stream. And then within 3 weeks of just grinding back like normal, coming back to stream like nothing even happened, he made it all back last week like Jay said, and then this week is pure profits afterwards. And then now he's like, holy shit, I just made 170 grand back in a few weeks. Next month is gonna be a 200 grand month now that I've fixed the issue that I had that caused me to lose this. Literally, he'll have a multi-million-dollar account by the end of the year, by the end of next year. Insane, fucking insane. And that's why I show up every day, bro. You will see my name in those comments every single day. If you're not there every day, you're missing out on literally a mini hedge fund managing $1 million for free.
I'm there. I'll be watching sometimes if I'm not commenting. So sometimes I'll be so much busy with the work lately. I don't comment
Hey, Market Mechanic, you're streaming tomorrow, right? And Thursday? Normal schedule? No, sorry, tomorrow's me. You're Monday and Thursday. I forgot.
They like to kind of even see my chest box.
Yeah, Wix is on fire.
Yeah, it's crazy. I really admire that.
I study him every single day, and I try to align my strategy with some of his entries, to see how, when he takes an entry, how I can align it with the way that I trade, to see how I can align it and how I can better my strategy. That's what I look at Don and Wix for. How they trade. I don't copy their trade, but how can I use their entries to better mine? When he takes a bottom wick entry for the hourly, and I'm like, cool, how can I look for my entry type on that same bottom wick?
Yeah, I do the same thing. I take the same entries, like, well, the same time. We trade the same way, just that pineapples and stuff like that. I don't really like those foods. I manage it already.
Yeah, I learned to manage risk harder than Wix because of prop firms.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna break 50% myself, so yeah, that's why I monitor it early. I'm not really trying to put myself in a position where to mess up the progress. I'm sorry, over.
No, nothing's worse than doing very well and then fucking up your plan because of one bad day, right? So the easiest way to do that is to set limits for yourself and strict limits. If you're in a trade and you like, oh, I'm gonna have 50 pip stops, and it's getting close to your stops, and you're seeing yourself getting ready to move your stops, you take the loss and you leave the fucking charts and you don't come back until the next day.
Yeah, it's the,
Unless you can, unless you're like working.
It's becoming down so fast. It's like, oh, let me move it a little bit. Let me move it. Keep moving.
Like,
go hit your stop loss.
when I go through those feelings at my job, it's a little bit labor intensive, right? So I'll go through like a 1 or 2 hour job, and then like my mind will be refreshed, and I'll go back on the charts, and I'll be like, all right, cool. What's available to trade now? What can I catch now? And then I might not make back my win for the day, but I'll catch maybe half of it back. So now instead of it being a 50 pip loss for the day, I only lost 25 pips for the day. You know what I mean? I can make that back during Asian, and then a little bit more profit, and then maybe be up 5-6 pips for the night, for the day after Asian session. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to think about it, because, bro, learning how to lose is the only way you're ever gonna win. Right here, when I took this lost out here.
I'll be loading up again, and it's no game. That's how we do it.
Hey Daniel, I got a quick question. I wrote on the chat there, but you didn't answer me. I'm a little curious. Is that a Caribbean accent that I hear, or something different? Yeah, I'm trying to put my finger on which one is it. But,
Damn, I have an accent? No, I'm Cuban.
oh, you're Cuban.
Yes, sir.
Wait, is that Eddie talking or Dan?
No, oh, no, Daniel is the one that was talking. That's...
Yes, Caribbean.
Oh, I thought you...
Oh, Caribbean. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Where are you from?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, that's why I recognize it. I lived in St. Martin for a while, so that's why I couldn't put my finger on it. I wasn't sure. That's nice.
Oh, you got it right.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I knew it was close, but I thought it might have been Nevis, St. Kitts, or something like that, but wasn't sure. And you're Cuban, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
Vámonos, people.
Yeah, I was born in Cuba, and I came here when I was 2.
Nice.
So the only shitty part about Cuba is that you're not allowed to trade with a Cuban citizenship on any offshore broker. So I'm kind of screwed there. So I have to stay with futures.
You don't have the U.S. citizenship?
Yeah, I have a U.S. citizenship and a Cuban citizenship, but with the U.S. you can't trade CFDs. It's illegal. And in Cuba, there's no trading allowed. Maybe in the future there will be, because now they're allowing YouTubers to make a little bit of money. So maybe in the future I can use my U.S. citizenship to open an account on offshore brokers like CFDs that are regulated in other countries like Blueberry and stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, multiple passports is is the best way to go, so that way you don't get limited like that. I understand that's why you said you trade on Blueberry, yeah, which I am on. I can trade it, so.
Yeah, my grandma's a citizen. The way she came here, we made her. She went to Spain, became a citizen from Spain, and then came here to the U.S. Through Spain. So since she is a Spaniard citizen, I can sign some paperwork, fly over to Spain, take a picture for an ID, and then I can get my instant Spaniard citizenship.
Yes, that's true. You should do it because they do have the blood. I forgot what it's called. It's called sangre, sangre, or something like that in Italy. But yeah, they do have that option as well for in your case. So I recommend that you do it, man. That way you'll have access to the world.
And if it's for your it goes all the way up to your grandparents. So your grandparents can make your parents and you citizens through just paperwork.
Yeah.
Even if you're over 18, no test, nothing.
Yeah, I think they changed the law. It was, I can't remember, maybe 1970, 78 or something like that. They changed the law and then they started implementing a lot of laws to regenerate the population because of the low birth rate. So they started saying whoever's born outside of the country, if you have parents or grandparents that are born there, literally actually born there, then everybody else has the opportunity to become citizen as well, just by applying and showing proof of that. And then they started giving all of South America access to Spain as well to get citizenship within 2 years instead of 10 years if they can prove that they're born in South America, and that includes as well Brazil. So they started doing that. I mean, low birth rates everywhere, so everybody's trying to regenerate their population tremendously, and so that's a W. You should really get onto that seriously, and then you'll have access to the world. European Union, you'd be good, man. You'd be chilling.
Yeah, it's a safe haven. If this side of the world goes to shit, I can always have citizenship and move to the other side of the world and have just as much rights and not be the refugee.
Correct. You gotta have at least 2 to 3 passports in our day and age, man. You gotta break out of the matrix that way. That's the only way. And that's where I am. I'm in Portugal, next door to Spain. So European Union access is legit. No borders, no nothing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have family that live in Spain, and they were planning on moving down here. This is the same thing that happened the other night. Oh, look at that drive. NQ tapped my area and started driving. NQ, you're starting to trend. You're starting to drive. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. To be honest, like, I'm trying to get away from this side as soon as I make as much money as possible. Like, this is nowhere I want to live, to be honest. Like,
what I would suggest, bro. Where do you live again?
Guyana.
Where's that at? I'm not very good. I'm good with the South American countries and Spanish countries,
Yeah.
but.
Well, no, English. We're part of the Caribbean, though.
Oh, so you're in the Caribbean. What I would suggest, bro, if you can make enough money, bro, go move to Mexico and go live at a fucking resort.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here, bro. I was looking at Canada. I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah.
my one of my friends lives in the Bahamas, and he worked in air conditioning here for like 12 years, and he bought a house on the beach over there, and he moved back to the Bahamas, started an air conditioning business over there, putting up mini splits and shit. And he lives over there. I think he bought land for 30 grand, and he built a house on it for 100. Massive, beautiful house, and he lives in like a tourist community. So there's no crime or anything there, and he's like 30 minutes from the airport. Lives in a pretty decent area. That's what I would suggest if you're perfectly fine with living in the Caribbean and any other place. I have all my family here. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, wake up early.
Yeah, Daniel, don't go to Canada, man. It's a shit show. It's a very woke country. Lots of issues. As long as Prime Minister Trudeau's in power, it's going to be an issue. If Poilievre takes over, then it'll be like Trump. But until then, it's going to be a problem, and you're going to have an issue with immigration. You're in South America. So I don't know if, yeah. So I mean, you're in the northern South America, but you're considered Caribbean. So I don't know if you're part of the same
Here,
possibility
take
of moving
your.
to Spain. You should take a look
Yeah, there is, bro.
into
You got a whole
Spain's
blunt in here.
immigration policy with regards to that. See if you
Crazy.
can have access to getting a passport within 2 years. So you have to get a visa there first, obviously, as work visa or something like that. You got a lot of different
Dale, brother.
So when the times come for that, I'll look into it. But for now, it's just making as much money as possible.
Yeah, man, that's.
No doubt.
Yeah, you gotta build something stable wherever you're at first, and then you can pivot from there. That's what a lot of people mess up. They're like, oh, I want to get rich. I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to be an entrepreneur now, and I want to do these things now. But like, if you just build a stable life where you're at, you have at least an apartment, you have money in the bank, you're financially at least stable. The minimal way, not like middle class, or you don't have to be middle class or anything like that, but at least have something for yourself. Then you can pivot to another location and say, all right, cool. Now I have a skill. Maybe I can go find my job at another city. Maybe I can move to another country and do the same thing there, and then trade as a side income or something. But you have to have something, bro, and set up a base somewhere, and then you can pivot. Cause like,
Yeah, I don't want to make it. I want to make sure like I'm set, like I'm successful in what I do before I even move off from here. I don't want to like, okay, I'm going to another country and it's like I don't got money. It don't make sense. So I need to set
No, but
myself.
you need to set yourself a goal at least to know where you're going. What's the time frame to do it? What is the goal? You know, to make weekly. How much you're gonna save, and then take it from there. That's the idea. But if you're saying I just want to make money,
yep,
you're gonna start blowing it because you don't have an actual short-term or mid-term goal. And you know, if you don't focus on that daily, then you don't have that drive, and that's you know, unfortunately, human nature. We become lazy. So I mean, look at me. I'm working right now. And it's 10:23 where you guys are. I'm 5 hours ahead, right? So it's quite late where I am. What's that?
11:23 for me. It's 11:23 for me because my daylight, hours don't shift. Hours remain.
Right, we don't shift, yeah. It's 3:25 a.m. for me, right? So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I nap before I do Asian, then I wake up. It's lunchtime when I'm doing the New York. I'm not doing the London. It's just too much for me. But you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't do London as well. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know, whatever is what you need to do. Don't find an excuse to make it. Get your shit done.
It's sacrifices.
Yeah, man.
It's all part of the journey, you know. Like I did a lot for trading, bro. Like I went extreme lengths. Like to be honest, like.
Well,
I mean,
look, we're guys.
yeah, classes in session in the morning, bro.
We know what it is to
Yep.
live a hard time, a hard life. So it's not something new for us. You just got to be able to put your energy into the right thing, the right way, and then focus on it, and then don't let anything distract you from it. You know, and once you do that, focus, 1 to 2 years, you'll be good.
Yeah, because I told myself like I'm young. I'll be 20 Saturday coming, and it's like I got nothing to lose, you know, like.
Hey, wait, you set yourself up now in your 20s so that way later in your life you can relax a little bit more, because it's the best. Like I wake up at 6 in the morning, and then by 6:30 I'm already sitting down looking at the chart, doing my pre-market analysis, reading up on news. I copy paste the news into ChatGPT, and I have ChatGPT break it down into a small summary so I can read the little summary and make a little bit more sense of what the news is. If I find anything about China or somebody buying gold or anything about war, shit like that. And by 6 to 8:30 I'm at home trading. And then I go work my job till 5 o'clock, and then I go to the gym, do whatever I have to do, and by 8 o'clock I'm back here on the charts till 10 or 11, and then repeat. So I have 2 sessions a day. In the morning, classes in session. Wix or Don is on, and they're talking. So classes in session, I gotta listen. Even if you're making money and your mentor is speaking, and they're making more than you, until you surpass your mentor and make more than them, you gotta keep listening. Even if I'm making 10K a day, I'm not making 170K in a month. And once I do that, then I can stop listening to Wix and Don and stop taking advice from them.
Yeah, I've been like more kind of like tuned in with like keeping my money like even if I'm not making money or I'm making small percentages, like I'm more focused on
Hell yeah,
going into
Kenny.
next year. It's like just at least try not to blow the account. Like just keep my money. Like it at least prevent me from going more broke. You should get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about
That's something that I can take from Market Mechanic very well. He was working on 100K funded, and he was working on it for several months. And I'm like, bro, I've been through several funded accounts challenges in these several months, and you're still diligently working on that account. And I'm like over here, like, if I don't pass this within 3 weeks, I'm going it full force and buying another one. You know what I mean? Like that's something that
It's like if I don't pass this today or within the next 2 weeks, like I'm full porting. There's no point. I'm trading demo. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm trading demo. This ain't real. Like full port. Yeah, I know that feeling, bro. It's not a good one.
patience is something that I've been learning. Oh, when you on one of your $100,000 K valuations or whatever, how you like you took your time with it, and within you were like on it for a little while, and you were still working on it, and within that time I had been through several accounts. And I'm like, wow, this guy's still on this evaluation, working on it. And then even though he's taken losses, he's made it back, and he's working on the account. And I'm over here taking losses and then full porting the next one because I took a loss. So that's one big thing that I learned. I'm like, listen, even though these are evaluations, you have to take them serious because you're not building the discipline for the real thing.
Trading is a very slow process, bro. Like it's painfully, but it's very painful and slow. Like it's very slow. Like in my opinion, it's better when you take it slow because that's the only way you're gonna survive in the game long. Like within the next 5, 6 years, 10 years, have to take it slow. Like, the faster you take it, the faster you come right back up. So I've learned a lot this year, and I'm gonna take that knowledge, hopefully, what I've learned this year, and hopefully I can apply it going into next year.
And that's one thing. Like you'll learn. Like if you're never able to control your emotions, you'll never be able to trade, and you'll learn that. Not some people can't take a hint, but you'll eventually learn that it's not for everybody, and that's something that you always have to leave on the table. That maybe it's just not for me, because sometimes it's just not.
Yeah.
All of my friends that have tried and failed, like one of my friends has lost like $15,000 this year trading, right?
Yeah.
Like, and no matter how many courses he takes or mentors and things like that, he's still falling into the same gambling trap. So when someone who's been trading for 5 years and you're still at a negative loss, multiple thousands of dollars, like not even a little bit, he quit completely, and that makes perfect sense to me. That you need to quit, you need to find yourself, figure yourself out, and then maybe later in the future when you're 40 years old, you'll get back into trading after you figured life out, and you're like, all right, let me bring these skills back to life and see what happens.
Yeah, I could. But for me, I think I've lost around like 3K this year. Around there. Yeah. I am still in negatives. Hopefully next year I can. Overall in trading, let me see if I calculated.
Well, it's like Turpy when he lost several $1,000s, and then after figuring himself out, getting shit down right, within a month he made it all back. And that's just how it is. You're like damn, $3,000, and then boom, you pass a $100,000 account, and then every week you're taking a 1% payout, and in a month you made your $3,000 back. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Those are the possibilities of trading with funded accounts and doing things like that. Like Dankshire has 19 accounts, and he's been successfully requesting withdrawals over time. You're like, oh shit, this month I've been able to pull out $500 across 20 accounts, or even $100 across 20 accounts. Well, you need 500 minimum withdrawal. 500 across 20 accounts. damn, I spent 20 grand trading in my whole career. So if I'm withdrawing the minimum across 20 accounts, that's 10 grand. And 2 withdrawals, you've made my entire trading career back. You know what I mean? It's literally just like that. When you're like, oh, I've spent this much across 5 years, within 1 month of finally having all of your funded accounts, you can literally make it all back.
Yeah. I'm trying to take it slow, man. It's the consistency part is the hardest. Trust me, working a job.
I'm gonna have a buy stop here. Let's see if we get a little play in action here. This could be the top here after we form this little resistance, but after this 30 close and this momentum pushing up, I want to give this a shot.
Is this the same chart? Your chart looks different, or this gold, or this is NAS? Oh.
Why does this chart look like it's not even attempting to re-break the highs?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at it. Features look way different.
Yeah, right now everything is looking way different. Yeah, it's sketching me out. I'm gonna close this and then let things realign, because futures were re-breaking the highs. Which could give us an indication that price is about to flip bullish here and retest the highs.
By the time next year, I can load up my account. Well, by the time this month, I'll load it up again and I'll try and stay alive for the whole quarter one. Actually, see if I can grow it. I'm prepared to supercharge my account in quarter two. Well, I actually could have supercharged because quarter two is so volatile, bro. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. I passed a lot of accounts and lost a lot of accounts quarter two.
Bro, like, and the thing is, right? I made money, but I blew it all again. And well, I didn't really make money in my life so much because I wasn't trading my life. I was trading my funded. I passed 2 fundeds and lose it. And I made a little bit of money in my life and then blew it. Something like that, but quarter two was absolutely insane.
Jay, I was looking for a buy stop here on the flip, on the re-break of the high on futures, but on Forex here, it doesn't look like...
Yeah, that's why I was looking at it. It was dropping on my profile.
It doesn't look like we're re-breaking the daily highs anymore here. So our range here is 100 pips, and range for my futures candle is 221 pips. So that's the difference between futures, and sometimes when the market is volatile, we get big differences like this. So like a re-break of the high here would be clean. We just did it. We just re-broke the high right now when I deleted the buy stop. Oh no, we didn't. This is the high that I wanted to break. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. The charts are looking different here. This chart looks different than this chart, so a trade wouldn't be the same. I think just Oanda is weird. I'll look later on to see if anything happens, and then we'll talk about it in the Discord. Because if this is just a liquidity grab on the higher time frame before we come down, this could be where we top out at. We don't have a bottom wick. We need to come down and grab some orders somewhere. So where are we gonna come down? Nobody knows, but price action will tell. So I'm gonna call it here, gang. Have a wonderful night. We caught almost a nice trade here. I caught this just before stream started. I got stopped out break even, and then it drove, and then it never came back to entry, and that was 47 pips that it drove since then. So that's pretty good. That's one for the books. I gotta journal that, because I've been holding my trades a little bit longer than 10 pips.
I'm gonna catch you guys. That's if I hop on tomorrow or if I'm not busy or not. Depends.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'm gonna be looking at the charts until I go to bed. So yeah, I'll be on in the Discord. what's it called? Damn, you're still in a buy from New York, bro? What? Where did you enter, bro? Holy shit. Anywhere you entered would have been beautiful. A 0.1 from 6 in the morning that I woke up today, that we had that initial breakout, would have been 520 pips. $520 on a 0.1. And this is why I want to size up and have enough margin and account large enough that I can take 3 contracts. 2 is what I really want to take, and 1 will always be a runner. The runner didn't play here, but it played out here. The buy here, and price never came back to my entry, and it would have driven 141 pips. So a 0.1 runner for 141 pips, that's $140. A quick 30 bucks on a scalp, and then another $140 on the runner. That one runner that hits is perfectly fine with taking that extra risk on all the trades, but to just keep that one runner. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. Everybody, drop a like if you like today's stream. I dropped some banger price action knowledge today. Perfect example of risk management. A lot of people, I could have held this trade here, but we did tap this, confirming that we were staying under the trend here. So since we had a double top here and we started to break below this level, this could have been the breakdown for sells to come down. So this could have been the top here. So that's why I managed risk very early here. And then we had this drop down, which was confirming more that this was the top, but then we reversed instantly. That was crazy. Reversing here at this very level was predictable, which is a very good area to manage risk, and that's where my stop loss was going to be. I was going to set my stop loss somewhere down here. I was waiting to see what price did here, because if I was still in the trade and I didn't manage risk, I would have had a pineapple here. After seeing price respect this to the T, the money printer form here, I would have had a buy stop here on the flip here, and then this one candle would have actually put both entries in profit, 20 pips. So it all depends on how you would have managed risk, knowing the stop loss was here. So knowing my stop loss was so short, I wanted to get out break even instead of risking the 20 pips. I would have rather taken a break even and taken a re-entry here, but I couldn't take the re-entry here. I missed it. Damn, brother, you're in that shit pretty fucking deep. You're a savage. Well, have a wonderful night, everybody. Damn, my music ended too. You guys are fucking awesome for showing up. Thank you for liking the stream. Yeah, I hope we pull back, keeping you in your trade, so that we can take ourselves later on tonight, and then it keeps fucking driving to all-time highs. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Peace.